Well, let's move on to some other stories now. Now to Benue State, where the Resistance Group, that's the Benue State Resistance Group, in collaboration with the gubernatorial liaison officers, has passed a vote of confidence on the governor, that's Governor Ali's administration. Mayowa Okunwato tells us more in this report.
Although the remains of elder statesman and Second Republic Minister for Steel Development, Paul Onogo, has successfully been laid to rest, the events that ensued during the ceremony are still unfolding, with the Benue State Resistance Group as well as the recent inaugurated gubernatorial liaison officers condemning the melodrama involving the Secretary to the Government of the Federation, George Akumes, which they say was tantamount to dancing on Nongo's grave.
The talks on the convoy of George Akumes started making serious trouble that their principal must make his statement at the event. Within the echoes of historical and philosophical wisdom, we must find a compass to navigate these tempestuous water waves. Therefore, call on our peace-loving President, His Excellency Senator Bola Tinubu, to replace him with a more competent and accommodating person of deep national strategy.
The groups then proceed to stage a solidarity walk to the government house. They were received by the Chief of Staff to the Governor, Paul Obiang.
Pray that a kingmaker should allow a king to rule, and all the decisions supposed to come from the throne, and anything that is outside the throne is an aberration.
Governor Benue State, in his usual humility, went to the National Secretariat. They understood with him and bring a 7-man committee who is working on the unity of APC in Benue State, such that Benue APC is not divided.
He regrets his inability to address you this morning himself because he's attending to national issues. I've listened to your leaders. We've understood the import of your visit. And the governor has asked that I should appreciate you for standing up for him. The governor
and pray for the success of the state governor. Mayowa Okunwato, TVC News, Makurdi.
Well, for more on that story, we have the former National President General of TV Youth Organization Worldwide, Timothy Hembao. He joins us from our Abuja studio. It's good to have you join us on the news. First off, help us understand what that story is really talking about. What really transpired at that, what was supposed to be a solemn ceremony? Mr. Timothy, if you can hear me, I'm asking, help us understand what really transpired at that event. We saw that the reporter was telling us that they were trying to bury, they just buried Mr. Paul Ogongo, and then some groups decided to pass a vote of confidence on the governor. Help us understand what really transpired at the event.
You see, in that event, the governor was there. Everything was going on smoothly, and the last thing was for the governor to make a presentation. So while he was making a presentation, the SGF, Secretary to the Government of the Federation, came in at that time, and he proceeded straight to the podium where the governor was making his address with a lot of talks to interrupt the proceeding. That was what happened. So it took security personnel enough to at least put the event back to order. That was actually what happened there. And after that, we understand that the SGF was coming from Cross River for the burial of Senate President Joseph Waya. And he sat in one of his cronies in Kwande, and they plan how they can come and embarrass the governor. So that was exactly what happened. And the thing gets out of hand. The situation in Benue State now it's not just usual now, because as I'm talking now, the life of the governor is at stake. We need to understand that the main plan was to interrupt the process, and at the process maybe hurt the governor. So the Benue Youth Renaissance group were very worried about that, because we can disagree, but when a life of somebody is at stake, as we speak now, if anything is not done or done now, I'm afraid the governor will be assassinated before 2027.
I don't understand. Are you saying this based on some kind of intelligence, or you're just saying this from your own perspectives? But I don't want us to start saying that the governor could be assassinated or something like that if you don't have military intelligence towards that. But some will say that this political crisis, has gone on for far too long between these gladiators in the state, considering how strategic Benue State is to the economic growth of the country, and also we talk about the farmer herders crisis, right? Help us understand why these two gladiators, political gladiators, seem to be at loggerheads.
That is, the SGF, we are not actually worried about his problem with the governor, Hyacinthe Alia, because after his tenure as governor, he had problem with everybody, all the predecessors. So we are used to it. But the dimension now is the one that worried us, because SGF is somebody that served as a protocol officer to a governor, Reverend Father Moses Osho, as a protocol officer, then as a governor, then as a senator, then as a minister, now as secretary of the government of the federation. So it's somebody who is very conversant with the process and protocol. So if governor is talking, and that is our place, we know the bad guys, we know the people that when you are moving around with them, you are registering a message. And so when you come in droves with that kind of people in trucks, and then you proceed straight to the podium where the governor is giving his address. And so what do you want to go there? As I'm telling you now, if not because of the governor's security, it would have not been talking about the security intelligence. We are talking about the issue of when are we going to bury our governor. The governor's ADC and chief DT how to come down and even push other people that were proceeding to that. And that is the dimension that is worrisome. The SGF, the crisis between his predecessors are not news to Benue State. He fought Susoam, he fought Otom, now he's fighting Alia. It's not news, but this angle of someone's life is coming at stake, and the way they go about it, that is where some of us will have a lot of problems. And we're thinking that the president should intervene, because these are big gladiators, and if secretary of the government or the federation
let me get your thoughts, really, so that we can wrap up this conversation in less than 30 seconds. What would you like to see in 30 seconds?
No,
how do you think this matter can be resolved in 30 seconds, because we do not have so much time?
Well, the president should intervene, and if he's the one that directed or asked the SGF to go against the governor, he should please drop that idea, because the governor is doing well for us. But if it is not him, it is not under his instruction, he should please ask the SGF to stop what he's doing. Life of the governor of the state is very important, and more important than any other thing. And that kind of thing, if we kill the governor now, the security situation in the state will escalate to a large proportion. So the president is in charge.
We might have to just leave the conversation there. We'll have to leave the conversation there. Former National President General of TV Youth Organization Worldwide, Timothy Embao, thank you so much for talking to us.
You're welcome.